Okay, not great news about this guy. He stands at D. Plus. This guy flashes some red flags that you really need to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is unlikely to go far in his career. And even if he talks big at times, it's mostly just talk. He doesn't have the drive or passion to push himself ahead, and he's not putting in extra effort to stand out. If something goes wrong at work, he may become irritable or blame others instead of finding real solutions.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's more likely to break down than bounce back. If something doesn't go according to plan, he can get frustrated or upset quite easily. He struggles to accept mistakes and rarely learns from them, so the same issues may come up again.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work often find it difficult to get along with him. He can be harsh with his words, not very friendly or understanding, and he tends to get into arguments when things don't go his way. Instead of building good relationships, he may end up making more enemies than friends.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he is more likely to feel insecure and upset than proud. Your achievements might make him uncomfortable, and instead of celebrating with you, he could become moody or even say things to bring you down. You should expect some negativity or sulking rather than open support.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, if you earn more than him, there's a strong chance he will feel insecure and secretly resentful. Instead of being happy for you, he might act irritated or distant, making small comments or starting arguments over small things. He could let his hurt pride get in the way of seeing your hard work and success.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is careful with money and likes to stick to routines, so he won't spend without thinking. He would rather follow strict rules about saving and spending, sometimes to the point of being too stiff or stingy. Don't expect him to splurge or take financial risks, but do expect tight control over every rupee.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives a life he can afford and doesn't pretend to be richer than he is. He prefers to follow strict routines and only spends on what is necessary, rarely showing off or buying things just to impress others. You won't find him borrowing money or trying to keep up with wealthy friends.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is quite tight with both his money and his mindset. He doesn't easily share whether it's about spending on family treats or showing understanding towards others' needs. Generosity, both in actions and in spirit, is not his strength.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He tends to be controlling and not very open when it comes to money. He likes things done his way and he might insist on managing the finances himself, leaving you feeling left out of important decisions. If you question him about money matters, he might get defensive or even annoyed.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to believe that housework is mostly your job and may not offer much help around the house. He likes routines and rules and he might stick to old fashioned ideas about men's and women's roles at home. You might find yourself doing most of the work, sometimes without much thanks.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He will mostly help by supervising and telling you what to do rather than actually getting his hands dirty with chores or diapers. You might hear him complain if something isn't done the way he likes, but he'll rarely step in and do it himself. If you want a true teammate at home, you may end up frustrated, feeling like the responsibility still falls mainly on you.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He usually just argues to prove he's right rather than trying to understand your side. Even if you explain your feelings or ask for support, he's quick to defend himself and show you where he thinks you are wrong. You may feel unheard and alone in these moments because he is focused on being right rather than being fair or kind.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he's likely to lose his cool and say hurtful things or act in an aggressive manner. He doesn't have much control over his temper, and instead of calming down or speaking with respect, he may shout, blame, or use harsh words that sting. It can get tense and uncomfortable very quickly, and you might end up feeling hurt or even scared by his outbursts.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, this is the kind of man who gets angry very quickly, often over small things. His temper can flare up unexpectedly, and he doesn't hold back when he's upset. This is a serious red flag, one that should not be ignored.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it very hard to say sorry or take responsibility when things go wrong. Instead, he usually blames you or others, making excuses for his own behavior. This can leave you feeling unheard and unsupported as if your feelings don't matter.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He is not very good at respecting boundaries and may struggle to accept it when you say no. He can be stubborn and insistent, sometimes pushing for what he wants even if you're uncomfortable. Instead of understanding or stepping back, he might argue, complain, or try to wear you down until you give in. This lack of respect for your choices is a serious concern.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding your feelings, he might get upset, sulk, or even argue, making you feel guilty for saying no. This can put emotional pressure on you, leading to stress and resentment over time.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
With him, you need to be careful. He doesn't always respect emotional boundaries and may not handle private moments with the care or respect they deserve. This lack of respect for your trust is a serious warning sign.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is not usually the type to chase after other women or get easily distracted, as he's quite set in his ways and prefers sticking to routines. However, his loyalty does not come from deep emotional connection or respect, but from a lack of energy or desire to seek excitement elsewhere. His idea of faithfulness is more about habit and control than genuine commitment and love.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he is likely to act over possessive, showing jealousy, trying to control what you do, or often being suspicious without any real reason. He may question where you go, who you talk to, or even want to keep track of your daily activities. Remember, a healthy relationship is built on trust, not fear or control.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what might look like protectiveness is actually a sign of a controlling personality. He may say he's looking out for you or keeping you safe, but really, he wants to decide things for you: what you wear, where you go, or whom you meet. It's less about care and more about control.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting, rather than treating it as a team effort. He may believe that daily care, emotional support, and all the little jobs that come with raising children are mainly your responsibility. If partnership in parenting is important to you, this will be a real challenge.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's likely to lose his temper rather than stay calm. Small mistakes or bad moods in children might set him off quickly, leading to shouting or harsh words instead of patience or comfort. The kids may learn to hide their feelings or problems to avoid his anger.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is unlikely to fully support your role as both a mother and your own person. He may expect you to focus mainly on household duties and the children without much patience or encouragement for your personal dreams or self care. A partner should lift you up, not tie you down.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he is the kind of man who might seem okay with your career at first, but then expect you to quit once a child arrives. He can appear supportive when it suits him, but deep down, he believes a wife's main job is at home, especially after kids. Be careful. Your dreams and choices matter even after marriage and motherhood.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is more likely to act polite on the surface with your parents rather than showing real warmth or genuine care. His interactions may feel formal or distant, doing just enough to meet basic expectations during family gatherings or visits. You might see him following routines and manners, but don't expect heartfelt conversations or thoughtful gestures from him. He will likely expect your family to adjust to him rather than making real efforts to fit in or adapt to their ways.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is likely to make things worse rather than handle it calmly. He can get irritated or angry quickly, reacting with sharp words or stubbornness instead of trying to find peace. Arguments may grow and you could feel stuck between the people you love.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is the kind of man who may seem modern and open minded with you in private, but expect you to be a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. When family or elders are around, he may want you to dress, speak, and behave according to old customs without much concern for what you want. If you make your own choices or act differently, he may criticize or pressure you, saying it's important for family respect. This double standard can leave you feeling confused and stretched, never truly able to be yourself.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with his family rather than support you. He will avoid getting involved, saying it's best not to interfere, or he may even ask you to adjust for the sake of peace. If you dream of a husband who's truly on your team during family problems, this is not the man who will give you that strength.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He is very likely to be a mummy's boy, someone who gives more importance to his mother's wishes and opinions than to yours. In conflicts between you and his mother, he will almost always choose her side or avoid taking a stand altogether instead of supporting you. Over time, you could end up feeling unheard and secondary in your own marriage.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share the details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. Instead of keeping things between the two of you, he may run to them for advice or support, making you feel like there's no real privacy in your marriage. Over time, you may feel exposed, misunderstood, or ganged up on.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, overall, this guy stands at D. Plus. Some of these red flags can really become a big deal. You've got to be very careful here. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out is often lonely and exhausting. You'll find yourself doing most of the work at home and with the children without much help, warmth, or appreciation from him.